What is it like living with a man now?
I was shocked.
The place of a woman is in the kitchen. That's not my place.
And the man is the king. He can never do anything.
See, knife don't cut me. Knife don't cut me. Knife don't. On top washing plate.
I won't be submitting to any boyfriend. Who is boyfriend? No.
I think the roles should be reversed for one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see
I'll
how,
see how-
let's see how, let's see how you
feel.
fare. A great marriage will not just fall in your lap.
Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Brandy. If this is your first time stopping by, you are most definitely welcome. And if it's not, welcome back. I'm a lifestyle creator based in Ottawa and I film about lifestyle, motherhood, my family, my faith, everything. You get to see the whole 9 yards. But today I'm here with my girls. At this point, they're not even strangers on this channel. Like, you know them real good. So I'm with
Tofumi
and
Uzama.
Tofumi and Uzama, thank you guys so much for being on the channel today. It's so funny how the last time we filmed, you both were just engaged. You were not married, but as of today, Uzama is 3 weeks married and Tofumi is 1 month married. That's so crazy because these people are basically newlyweds and that's basically the entire concept of the video. I wanted to bring them on just at the point where they just got married to get their insights on, you know, the transition between being single and now being married. So let's go there. Let's talk about it, okay? I want you guys to share with me challenges that you've experienced being a new wife. And again, we're not here to dish out any advice. It's just us sharing our stories. Tell us some challenges that you've experienced. Let's start with Uzoma. Immediately getting married, 3 weeks in. The first shock for you.
The biggest shock, I would say, so on a personal level, I had to change churches. So
Mama.
I would say that has been one of the actual biggest struggles for me because my church like has all of my friends. Not me
Your
say
former
all,
church.
but all my former church. Let me say has a lot of my friends, not all of my friends, but a lot of them are there. A lot of my community in my city are part of my former church.
Right.
It's still my church, to be honest. Now I have to like form a new community, which is fine, but it just like takes getting used to. It just takes
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
It's a different experience.
Yeah. Also just learning the habits of another person. Because
That's a good one.
because my husband's habits are very like different to mine. Like now we're getting into our like rhythm, but at first I was shocked. For context, he's very tidy. So any small thing like this, he wants to clean everywhere. He wants to do this and that, put everything together.
You?
And I, on the other hand, child, like I don't love to live in untidy spaces, but I'm not the type of person that if I see a copy, I must remove it now.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, so, but he's that type of person where he's like, he likes things to be a certain way all the time. It's a good thing because he's very disciplined and I need to learn that. So learning that has been like a bit of a struggle, I would say, but it's good because I think I need that.
You need it.
Being serious with my finances, it was a big shock because on a normal day, after working and everything, when your money comes, you just distribute it here and there and that's the end. But then you have a spreadsheet you're working with, you have to pay your bills. Like as you get paid, you're sitting down there with your spreadsheet and everything, and then
Your money is no longer yours. It's for both of you.
like it is just like a very different like vibe entirely, because if it was my money, if I decide that okay, I do spreadsheets this week and I don't want to follow it, who is going to beat me? Nobody. Not like Toby's going to beat me or whatever, but like who is going to know? Nobody. It will just be between me and myself. But now it's now like, you know, it is now our money, and then every single thing it counts, and if it's not in the budget,
You're not.
You're
not doing it. Period. I guess that it's quite different from the life that you had before, but it's still nice. It's still fun.
Yeah, it's still good. It's good. It's making me, like I said, it's only been like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's actually making me better. Like I said, it's making me more disciplined, even though it doesn't always feel good. But when you see someone that like is getting on their Zoom and you are not, it does something to you.
It's like a good competition.
Yes, like it's inspirational to see someone you know that you're partnered with be able to like do that. And so you're just like,
that's so
why
good.
can't I do it?
I can do it too.
Yeah,
that's so good. So girlies, let me ask you, what is it like living with a man now? You're living with a whole man. That's why you're sleeping in a man's bed.
Oh, is he sleeping in my bed?
How about
you both are sleeping in each
other's beds? How does that feel?
I think for me, I've had quite a bit of experience living with people.
Yes.
I went to boarding school, like all through secondary school.
Right.
I had roommates in uni. Even people that I was total strangers with, I had them as roommates. I mean, obviously, you're always a total stranger to who you've just met. But my most recent roommates, they were total strangers, to be very honest with you. And we had to make it work.
Yes.
And I know, like, okay, fine, they were not sleeping in my bed and stuff like that, but we were still
spaces.
sharing. Yes, we were still sharing space. So I'm actually very okay with it. I don't think I've even ever lived alone, which is weird.
Same.
I've never lived alone.
I've had like weeks where I stay alone. But like
you've not had your own place that is just yours.
Yeah,
okay,
and that's an experience I actually wanted because I felt like I would really like it, and honestly I feel like I would have really liked it because I was an only child for a while, so I only had to deal with like my own needs.
Yes.
But then obviously I had a brother shortly after that whole thing died down. I always fantasized about it, like, wow, what would it be like coming back home to my empty apartment?
Same.
I've done it. It's not that great.
Overrated, right?
It's overrated. It's nice. It's nice. For a while, but you get bored. You get bored, and you're the one that said, "Come on, see me now, come visit me." It can be boring, but it's still a nice experience if you want to have it.
I've had like experience where I've stayed like 1 week alone, and after 2 weeks, I'm like, yeah, I do not want this because I end up sleeping in the sitting room half the time. I do not speak. Like I have to like force myself to talk because there's nobody
to talk to
right, or speak with, right? So I'm just like, yeah, I've had a fair share of this and I don't think I want to do it. And also everything in the house you have to take care of. No one is assisting you. If you like doing your laundry, you know where clothes.
Yes. You know you do your laundry the morning of. Oh my god.
No. Okay, so moving on to the next part. A lot of people talk about how marriage is like bondage. They feel like they can't express themselves anymore. They can't do the things that they've always wanted to do, like a cage, basically. So I want to ask you, do you feel bound? Do you feel like you are trapped in any way? I know it's just been 3 weeks for you, and it's just been a month for you, but even just like the immediate effects already, do you feel like you're bound?
Obviously I don't feel bound. I think I just feel more secure and more grounded.
Okay.
More than anything, because now it's like this is one thing in my life that is very, very permanent. And very
that's so good. Yeah.
And so just the thought of it being long term and like no one ever plans to get divorced or anything for us. Obviously, it's not even an option. So it's like this is something that will be on for the rest of our life. Actually, the weeks leading up to us getting married, I was coming to terms with the fact that like this is literally never ending.
Yes.
And on one hand, it's like I'm so glad it's never ending, but on the other hand, it's like making me conscious of how much work we have to do to make sure that it stays as exciting and as beautiful as you would hope for, right? A great marriage will not just fall in your lap. According to the experts, I don't know, it's been 3 weeks.
Right.
So but I've found it very grounding.
Yes. Speaking of exciting and beautiful, how would you say that you guys plan on keeping the spark, the fire burning? Because it takes work. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of work. Is there anything that you like?
Doing what both of you obviously like, and also doing what your partner likes. And I know if Toby should ever watch this, he's going to call me out on this.
Like yesterday, when he told you to follow him to go to the comedy show.
There are a lot of things that Toby likes. Like even in our family, let's be honest.
Yes.
Toby is very.
No, that's on you.
No, she needs to be honest. Like yesterday, Toby went for this comedy show and he came back. He was just like ranting about it, and everyone was just looking at me like, okay, that's how I feel. But like even with the movies, you
can't feel that way.
Yeah, I know. Even with the movies, right? He really wants us to go to the movies, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, movies, like, what am I really going to watch? And I promise you, when I go there, I'll actually like the experience. But you telling me about it before, and it's just like, maybe if you should just carry me one day and say Cineplex, here we go. Like maybe then I would go. And also like just listening to what the person is saying, going out on dates, mingling with people. When you people were chasing each other, what were you doing?
Yeah,
and also evolving with each other.
Yeah, that's so good. Continue the chase. Continue the chase. Never stop chasing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my girlies now, my wifeys.
Girl,
Please continue the chase. Like, keep doing those things that you used to do. Keep looking nice. Keep dressing up. Keep going out on dates.
There's that too, right?
Don't
like,
just throw everything down. Yeah, keep doing the things that you used to do.
Do you slap?
Everybody slacks, bro. You're gonna love me in every way that I am, that I present to you. So now I want to ask, do your friends still call you? I know lots of people talk about how, when they get married, like their friends just literally stop calling them. Maybe they feel like they can't relate to you anymore or whatever. Do you still stay on the phone for like 2-3 hours with your girlies?
Absolutely not.
Really?
I'm not even that type of person anyway. Like, I'm not the type of person to stay on the phone. I think the only person I stay on the phone with for that long is Blessing. And that's because like she's not here.
Yes. Right.
And also we do a lot of like wedding planning stuff together and stuff. And even apart from wedding planning, like, I don't know, we just talk about stuff. Because we were roommates at some point.
Right.
So we just talk rubbish for hours, honestly. But it's not really in my personality to be on the phone for hours and hours with someone. So I was never that type of person anyway. I still call people the same amount that I used to. So there's really not been any restrictions with that. I knew this was a thing in marriage. So this is something I was even keeping on guard with. Funny enough, Pastor Olu was telling me upstairs, he was like actually dragging me. He was like, you guys have not invited us to your house yet. And I was like, here's me trying to like give you guys space. Because you just had a baby and stuff. It looks like they don't want space. I mean, all that to say, like, it's still a season we're trying to navigate and understand properly. But I didn't want that thing where you become estranged from your friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, for nothing. Like, I really do not want that. Like, we have some neighbors in our building that we are friends with from our church. Old church. They've come over sometimes and stuff. Even though we don't have a couch, like, we've just sat down there and just like chilled or whatever. We go home, that type of thing. No, I'm very big on community.
Yeah,
so I
same,
don't ever
yeah,
want
same.
a case where marriage will now make you like
estranged, isolated. How about you?
My friends?
Because I know you used to love all this girly girl
stuff.
Oh
yeah, and I'm still a girly girl for sure. My friends, they still call me. And if you guys don't call me, I'll call you. Like,
exactly.
I am sorry, I am going to call you. Like, I am not going to make myself that married friend. Like, because you're married,
I don't like that.
My friends still call me, and even on days where I'm like, I've not spoken to this person in almost a week, 2 weeks. Like, I make sure I call my friends like almost like all of my friends once a week, just to keep up. Because if I go like 2 weeks, 3 weeks without, I'm not that type of friend. Once a week or 2 weeks, right? Or once every 2 weeks. So I call my friend, and they also call me, right? I never want to be the married friend. I'm big on I'm a girl's girl. Yeah, I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah, you had
a question about that. So like, where does that like boundary of being married come in? Some people say that, it's a new season for you, so you should actually like take the time to assimilate it. And I know people actually use this example of staying on the phone with your friends for hours. Some people are like, why would you do that when your husband is waiting for you, blah blah blah. And I don't know what you guys think about that. Like,
I feel like it depends, and I think that I found it a little bit difficult to also draw the line between staying on the phone for hours with my friends and like spending time with my husband. But there has to be a place and a time. For example, if your husband is working or he's busy, that's a good time to call your friend and chit chat or whatever if you're also free.
You're not working.
But then if you know that he closes work late or whatever, and there's really only this 2-3 hours for you guys to spend together, that's not the right time for you to now be on the phone with your friend, except obviously there's an emergency or the person really needs you or whatever. You just have to weigh the situation and weigh the scenarios.
And in situations where if your people were supposed to have like, some couple every
Wednesday night,
that's date night for them. Now imagine you taking your date night time to be calling your friends.
That's an issue.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yes. So
because if your husband does that, you wouldn't like it.
Yes. So time.
In fact, you'll fight. Okay. Good stuff. So now let's jump into the next question. And we're going to be talking about gender roles. That's a huge topic as well. That's usually something that people have issues with. I know that in my personal relationship and in my marriage, we don't comply a lot with the stereotypes that the society has set. And we're very, very intentional about this, not to comply with gender roles and stereotypes. Marriage, Christian marriage, whatever, God has set out like the responsibilities of a husband to be the head of the home and the wife to be his helpmate. So this can be a tricky one. But what do you do in your marriage? What works for you? Because a lot of times we realize that culture ends up mixing with religion. The things that God did not say, people want to be forcing people to do. We hear crazy things like the place of a woman is in the kitchen. That's not my place. My place is not in the kitchen, okay? What works for you in your home?
Okay, so I'll go first. I think we also do not do like traditional gender roles at all. In fact, I think the only traditional thing we do is that I don't take out the trash. That's it. Everything else is fair game.
Who said trash is for men?
I mean, people say that it's men that should be taking out the trash. But
Fair.
like, I'm not die, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
I literally had a life before I got married, so
Right.
I was taking out the trash. But in a house, in our like little ecosystem, we do everything as it makes sense. So, for example, like, I'll give an example of us going to work because I work in person. My husband does like hybrid, but he takes me to work, so he ends up going to work in person. So then in the morning when I'm showering, I notice that he'll make us breakfast and pack our lunches. Or like, I know, that's so sweet. Right?
So sweet, yeah.
Anyway, so he'll do that, and then some days I will be the one to do it, or like, you know, he'll make dinner. Like, he likes to cook, so there's just that. He also likes to clean. Like, guys, I don't understand. Like, God has really helped my life. And sometimes I'll do it, or we'll do it together. Like, there's no defined. Oh, this is for women. This is for men. Like, I literally cannot think of anything in our marriage that's off limits for any other person. Like, if he wasn't able to take out the trash, of course I'll do it. But do I want to? No. But you know, like, I know some people have like defined roles and it works for them. Even down to bills, like we pay, like even down to bills, we split everything. Like down the middle, at least for where we're at. And it's not because he wants to do 50-50 or whatever people say. It's more like the stage of life we're in. And in Canada, like, this economy is a two-person economy.
Yes, it's going to be difficult for one person to
carry all of the bills. Like, I wouldn't even want that to happen. I feel like Daniel would honestly not mind paying for all of the bills, but it just doesn't make sense for where we're trying to go. Like, where the things we're trying to build, like, we want to buy a house, we want to do this, that, and the other. Every little helps, and everyone has to pitch in at the end of the day. In fact, our finances are joint. So I know that doesn't work for everybody, but for us, like, your money is my money, my money is your money. There's no separation, there's no demarcation. Like, even this wedding period, like, we received so much, like, from family and friends, thank God, but it's not been a thing of, oh, it's my brother that gave me this money, or it's my uncle that gave me this money.
That makes sense.
No, like, everything is literally just the money that's available, right? So,
there's
no specific gender role.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing that thing. I wish I didn't do it in our counseling when I went to. Like, it's so funny now. The thing is that I remember our pastors asking, like, "Oh, are you sure this thing won't change?" We're like, "No, we don't think it will change."
It's only been a month.
It's only been a month.
And it has changed.
You don't even do the laundry no more.
Like, that's the thing, right? When you're writing everything, it seems so nice on paper, but the main thing is that I do not really cook, not because I don't want to cook. I've explained my dilemma to Brandy. When I cook, they say I cook slow. So at the end of the day, I start cooking,
and Toby comes and takes over because he's like, girl, I'm not waiting 200 hours to eat.
And so that's why I gave.
But I've advised her that she should not be wasting time to cook. Like, the reason why Toby will come and take over the kitchen is because she would have starved you very well. He's super hungry. He's like, girl, you're taking time. Give me the kitchen. I'll take over.
So, like, even for cars, I don't do anything about the car. But like, if Toby was not available, there was one time I was like, oh, I think it's you that will go and service the car, blah blah blah, and oil change. Like, if it was not available, obviously I would definitely like do it right. All I just know is that I'll put him on FaceTime and then he'll be telling me and speaking to the people, right?
But knowing my husband, he will make sure that I don't even have to go and do that oil change, because I'm like, I don't know what to do. But obviously, if the case came to, I had to do it, I will be fine.
I have this when
I'll
I
be
want
fine.
to park and I have to call Toby to like, based on this signboard, can I park? What?
Women, take more responsibility.
When I want to park in the thing, I just go, please come downstairs, I'm to talk.
Come and help me park.
Yeah, there's no one thing, like, if you see that the house is dirty, and Toby knows, like, after a particular hour, I can't drive.
Same. I can't drive in a mess.
Like, it affects my head so much. So we don't do.
Yeah, we both clean it. We both sometimes we both cook.
Yeah.
Sometimes Olu cooks. Sometimes I cook. Do what works for you. And I feel like the Bible actually allows for that. And it really sucks when people take the Bible and make it what they want. Because I know that a lot of people always quote Ephesians 5, where the Bible talks about the man is the head of the home, the woman to submit to their husband. But if you read down on Ephesians 5, the Bible also talks about mutual submission.
Yup.
People don't like reading that part, but the Bible talks about mutual submission. God is so intentional about adding that part, and it allows for you both to create a lifestyle for yourselves that works for you based on your individual personalities, based on where you are in life, based on your schedules. Mutual submission means you submit to me in this area, I submit to you in that area. Love thrives. Read the Bible for yourself. Hear what God is saying by yourself. Don't be listening to what people are chit-chatting, okay?
It really depends on where you're at in the world as well.
Yes.
In Canada, like, you can't do that thing that they do in Nigeria where they're like, and the man is the king, he can never do anything, he will not wash plates,
You know what?
do this.
This thing we are talking about is the reason why a lot of men don't want to relocate.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of men. These are learned men. I'm talking about people that went to school, educated men, saying they would not relocate because they don't want to be taking up responsibilities in the home.
Did you see the video of one of the P Square?
Yes! I was thinking of
I don't relocate. My hands don't cut. Knife has cut me. I'm like, and it's sweet. Alright. We're supposed to clean and clean for you.
Are you not a grown ass man?
See, knife don't cut me. Knife don't cut me. Knife don't. On top washing plates. Knife has cut me.
In my brain, I was just thinking about that. I was like, wow, this guy. I was not confused. Is it that he's doing it as his job? Like, is he a cleaner?
No, that's his house.
Another thing I was going to mention is the fact that women sometimes cause this for themselves. And they don't start doing what you know that you cannot maintain.
Don't start cooking every day.
Do not present yourself as the strongest woman if
When
you
you're
know
not.
deep down in your heart that you are not.
When you're not.
Do not present yourself as the strongest soldier when you know deep down in your heart that you are not. Do what you are capable of doing and be expressive about the things that you cannot do. Don't say, I'm going to carry out the responsibilities on my head, so my husband will think I'm this, so my husband will think I'm that. Me, my husband knows, he knows the things I can do and things I cannot do. And trust me, he will not even be testing me with things I cannot do because he knows I cannot do it.
Sorry that I said don't start cooking every day. Mistake. If you know,
Is it because her husband is here?
No. I'm not under any duress, guys. I want to explain myself fully so that someone will not take me out of context, right? Like, if you know in the long run, in 30 years when people are still married, if you can be cooking every single day and be serving your husband every single day, do that. Because I know some people, after a particular while, they are all already complaining that, oh, my husband is always demanding food from me.
But
that
that's
whenever
the hand
it
you
comes
cross. That's
home,
the way you start.
Yeah, that's
it.
what I'm saying. Don't
start what you and
Right?
be very honest with your husband as well. That babe, like, I know that for the past 2 years I've been cooking like majorly, but I'm getting tired. It's not something that I can do every single day anymore.
Go to the kitchen.
And some men actually demand fresh food.
Yeah.
Some men demand you cannot order.
Madu.
They want you to eat your food, the food you cook in your house. And I feel like it's quite unfair. It's quite unfair
Very
to
unfair.
the woman, like expecting that she's cooking every single day, and you can't even order in. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's quite wicked.
I think the roles should be reversed for one day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see
I'll
how
see how-
Let's see how. Let's see how you
feels.
fare.
Ultimately, what we're saying is do what works for you in your home, yielding to each other in love. The husband loving the wife as Christ loves the church, and the wife submitting to her own husband. I'm emphasizing own. Don't go be submitting to every man on the street. Submit to your own husband. And submission does not mean that you're a doormat. It means that you say, I'm going to yield the leadership of the home to you as you follow Christ, not as you be doing your own things that you like to do. We're not doing that. Okay, that takes us to our final question, final topic, which is the world's view on submission versus God's expectation or God's initial intentions. You know, when the world talks about submission, they think about it like, you're being punished. They're choking you, they're killing you, they're beating you, all these things. And that's probably because people have mixed culture with religion. Christianity really isn't a religion, but for the lack of a better word, culture mixed with religion, mixed with this relationship, this beautiful relationship that we have with God. So what do you guys think?
You know what? When it comes to the topic of submission, I feel like I am still learning in aspects to that. It's a tricky one. I remember during counseling when I was told to define submission and I said something about like saying yes to your husband when it feels good, right? Or something. And Pastor is like, like that's so wrong, right? Because there are some days where you have to say yes, not because you want to, but because God just wants you to say yes in that particular situation, right? Submission is not the easiest topic for me right now, just because it's something I'm still learning. Like I'm still trying to like, you know, okay, God, what are you really saying? Like I understand God's POV in the sense that it's not like the man will just come and say this is what you're going to do and then you do it and there is no going back on that, right? Because that's the world's view on submission. And I also see this very weird as TikToks where people are like, I'm praying for my boyfriend so that I'll start submitting to him, blah 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 blah. The Bible didn't tell you to
submit to any boyfriend
and not any man.
Your husband, the man that has legally married you and loves you the way Christ loves the church. Don't be submitting to any boyfriend. Who is boyfriend? Boyfriend, I'll leave you tomorrow. Oh, don't be deceived, please. No.
Submission is something that I've also, it's been a journey.
It's
like from when we first started dating till now, God has helped my hands. Let me just not lie, because I had such an issue with it. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
It feels like bullying.
You get? And I realized that was because I didn't actually have a full understanding of it. I think submission in its true meaning is actually an act of love from God, because God has a reason for making men the way they are. You know, there's a reason they want God wants men to be leaders and wants them to be the one to make like, let me not say make decisions, because obviously you can talk about decisions between yourselves, but being the head means that the head is where the brain is, where the eyes are, so it represents direction, those types of things. There's a reason God made most men logical and most women more emotional. And so in realizing that there is wisdom in God's design, for me, that's when I started to really like settle down in the whole situation, because I think it was a thing of pride before. I was like, what do you mean I should submit? Like, I don't understand. Don't I have a brain of my own? My parents spent good money on my education, so what is the issue? Why can't I be the one that has, you know, called the shots and has the say and all that kind of stuff? And I realized that was from number one, a place of insecurity and a place of fear, a place of foolishness even, I want to say, because really and truly, if you think about it, the way God made us, even biologically speaking, like there are reasons God has made men to have the way they are, and as such why they should be the heads. Because I find that men thrive off of like respect. Like when you affirm a man and respect them, there is a way, there's something inside of them that comes out that was not there before. When you respect a man versus when you don't respect a man, they're two different men there. Because the respect that you give to especially your husband, it can transform them, the way they see themselves, you know, how timid or bold they are. So there are many nuances to this submission thing. It's not just about, you say this and I follow. There are many other reasons why it's needed for a marriage to thrive.